Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am in the middle of my Foundation 5 series, and this is a series where I try 5 different foundations 5 days in a row, and then on the 6th day when I upload, which will be on Saturday, I do a full-fledged review where we talk about best application methods, pros and cons, rankings from 1 to 5 of the foundations, so on and so forth. So today we're going to be trying out the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. This is $42 for 1 fluid ounce, so standard foundation size, hefty foundation price. I'm going to go over the details and claims of this product before we jump into the application process. First, this says this is formulated with grapeseed oil and vegetal squalene, and this is supposed to provide restoring moisturizing benefits. And the perfecting powders in here works with skin's natural texture for a smooth and enhanced finish. Some things that it is free of are parabens, formaldehydes, phthalates, mineral oil, retinol, palmitate, I think, oxybenzone, coal tar, hydroquinone, sulfates, SLS and SLES, triclone carbon, and it contains less than 1% synthetic fragrance. It's also vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free, so that's excellent. It comes in 30 shades, and it's supposed to be a breathable, luminous foundation that effortlessly builds and blends to illuminate the complexion with customizable, long-wearing coverage. It's supposed to provide a natural finish. It's supposed to be hydrating, and like I said, it's supposed to be long-wearing, and it also is supposed to provide medium coverage. So like normal, I will be applying this 2 different ways on camera. Blendiful on this side, which is my preferred way to apply foundation typically. Then I'm going to do a brush on this side and smooth it over with a sponge if necessary. Then off camera, I'll also continue to test this foundation, and I'm going to test it with just a sponge and also just my fingers. And today we try out powder products on top of it, like powder bronzer, blush, and highlight, but I'm also going to try cream off camera and let you guys know how that works in the final review video. If you haven't checked out my first episode of this where I try out the new Revlon Illuminance foundation, definitely go check that out. I'll link it up in the eye and down below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the application portion for this foundation. So my skin is prepped and it's ready for foundation. I've got the same moisturizer, sunscreen, and primer on that I did yesterday. The primer is only on one side, of course. So I'm hoping this shade will match. I ordered 3 shades and I thought the neutral one was gonna work. Like I think it's 2N. This is 3W, but 2N was like super pinky looking. So I ordered this one. I think it's gonna be a little dark, but I think it might match my arm okay. It looks like it's got a pretty thick consistency. It's not really moving or anything, if you can see. So yeah, this definitely looks like it's gonna be a little warm, but we'll make it work. It's okay. Go ahead. Not really any bad smell, just kind of like a smell that smells like the mixture of the ingredients probably. So off the bat, this is definitely giving more coverage than the Revlon one did that I tried yesterday. It is supposed to provide medium coverage, and I would say right off the bat, it looks like it pretty much did. I think the color will do. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but I think it will do. So far, it's looking pretty nice. Definitely like higher coverage than yesterday's, like I said. So I don't really know if I will need to build it up, but I probably am going to test the buildability. So I probably will try to build it up a little bit just to see if it is capable of building. I definitely have some stuff that needs to be covered. All right, so it's definitely providing some coverage. And I think it looks really nice. It has like a natural finish, like it said, which is my preferred finish. Usually, like I love like a satin finish or a natural finish. So it's looking really good over here with just that one layer. Let's get the BK 101 brush, and we're gonna go on this side. As you can see, I've got a very active breakout right here. I've got some past pigmentation here. So we've got some stuff to cover. So, oops, I think I got a little bit too much. Let's spread this out a little bit. That one swipe is like good for my whole face. Although it was quite a hefty swipe, so I think I got a little bit too much product initially. Okay, so there is a little bit of brush strokiness on the forehead, but it's very, very minimal. And I'm not seeing it as much anywhere else, just like right here. So I am gonna smooth it out with a sponge here in a second. I don't think I necessarily need more coverage, but I wanna see how this builds. So I'm just going to do a light second layer to see if it does build. Normally I think I would be fine with this amount of coverage. So let's just do a little bit on this side and just see. It's supposed to effortlessly build. It seems to be building nicely. Like there's no like random clinging to like the makeup I've already put on or anything like that. So I would say this is buildable off of what I'm looking at right now. But I don't necessarily think I needed it. Yeah, so that second layer is looking really, really nice. I'm glad to see that it's buildable. I like when foundations are. It's just, you know, makes it easier to work with. Like, in my opinion, it makes the foundation easier to work with. It built up nicely over here with the Blendiful. Let's try a little bit with the sponge. I don't want to get as much as I did last time. But I'm going to focus it on this right here. See. Seems to be building nicely over here as well. Still minimal brush strokiness right here. I'm trying to like sort of go up in my hairline, but not too much. So you can't see my like actual skin color. But it's not terrible. Like you really have to focus on it. Like I don't really think Thomas would notice or anything like that. And he's pretty observant on that kind of stuff. All right, so that's looking nice. So I'm gonna go in with this Milani sponge and just kind of smooth it over. Just to kind of like make it mesh a little bit more into the skin and to match the Blendiful side. So this is looking really nice. It's not full coverage, like that is still poking through. Even this like past breakout is still poking through, but it definitely is like a solid medium coverage in my opinion, which is actually what I prefer. I'm interested to see how other stuff is gonna play with it. I obviously need to take it down my neck, but I'm gonna go do that off camera as well as put the rest of my makeup on and zhuzh my hair a little bit. And I'm gonna come back and tell you what I think of it initially, and then we're gonna go from there on check-ins and stuff like that. So yeah, so far, so good. All right, so the rest of my makeup is on and I used the same products I did yesterday, which I will link in the description box below, but I used powder products today on top because that's what I'm gonna be doing. And then off camera when I'm trying these foundations, like with different application methods and whatnot, I'll be trying like cream-based products and all that stuff to let you guys know in the final video. But overall, everything seemed to apply pretty well over it, except for, I still have some patchiness there. That was already there. But my nose, like when I went to just like put a little bit of powder on top of it, I didn't really put that much powder because I didn't feel like I needed it. It's getting blotchy, like, or it caused it to get blotchy when I put some powder on my nose, and hopefully you can sort of see that. But the blotchiness and like weird, just whatever that's going on is most obvious in the natural light, which I got a clip of in between takes here. It looks okay. Off the bat, I'm preferring the Revlon foundation because though it had less coverage, it looked a little bit more natural. And this one is sort of a little makeup-y, especially with other things on top of it. Like I didn't put too much, but normally I would put bronzer and powder and whatnot on top of it. And I think it looks good, but I liked the way the Revlon one looked better at this time yesterday when I was trying it out. But we're gonna see how it wears throughout the day. I do think that it's pretty, but I just don't know if I'm in love yet. So we will see. Off the bat, I don't love it as much as I was liking the Revlon yesterday, especially with the blotchiness situation on my nose. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna see how it wears. I finished my makeup, let's see, it's 9:17 now. I finished my makeup at about 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna do 4-hour check-ins from there until 9 o'clock tonight, which will be 12 hours altogether. So my first check-in will be at 1, then my second check-in will be at 5, and then the one after that will be my last one at 9 p.m. So we're gonna see how it wears. I did also want to let you know that I'm not wearing any setting spray. I never put setting spray on, like especially like Make It Last by Milani, which I love, because that would prolong the wear of this. I want to see how it wears by itself. I did also try to spot conceal this because I wanted to see how my favorite concealer, the Catrice True Skin, like cooperated with that, and it was weird. Like I spot concealed this yesterday with the Revlon, and it performed pretty nicely. It didn't cause it to become full coverage or anything like that. But it just didn't play as well. So I think that this foundation sets a little bit faster than the Revlon one, which would make sense. So I just wanted to tell you that. But the concealer did work nicely under the eyes with this. No patchiness or anything like that. So yeah, that is where we're at now. I think that's all I have to say for the time being. So I will see you for the first check-in at 1 o'clock. So welcome to check-in number 1. It is 1 o'clock right now. I'm editing a different video, and I just looked in the mirror, and it doesn't really seem like anything has changed. No settling or anything like that on either side, the primer side or the non-primer side. So yeah, there's something about it though that I'm just not in love with. I think it looks good. I would go out like this and not be like I wouldn't feel uncomfortable going out like this, but I feel like it almost looks kind of dry. Like when I was applying powder on it, I didn't put that much powder on, and I did use the Camo Powder Foundation from e.l.f, which is a little bit of a, more blurring formula. But when I was putting it on, it was almost like drying down to kind of like a powdery, dryish finish. And so that's what, made me not want to put too much powder on. But I'm just not in love with it. I think it is like maybe a good filming foundation, because it does look pretty good from far away, but to me it's just not perfect. I just am not loving it as much as I love my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, which is like $10 when I buy it on Amazon. Subscribe and save, and the most I've seen it for is like $15.99 in store. So yeah, we'll see how it wears though. It has been 4 hours and nothing has really changed, so I'm interested to see how it will continue to wear for the next 8 hours, and I will keep you posted. So I'm back. I just looked at the footage I filmed, and in this lighting, it's looking really, really good. So I think that is like kind of proving what I was saying, that it's a good filming foundation, because it looks like good on camera and stuff. But in the mirror, like in person, it is kind of pulling a little dry. But as of like right now on camera, it looks pretty good. I'm interested to see what Thomas says about it when I ask him in a little bit, because he'll tell me what he thinks. We're here for check-in number 2. It's just about 5 o'clock right now. And I have noticed, I actually just looked in the mirror, that needs to be cleaned. Around my mouth, it's starting to settle. And you can see it especially in pictures. I'll try to include one that I took earlier. And it's actually been looking like that for a couple of hours now. But it's starting to crease around my mouth, and it's clinging to this dry patch I have. It looks a little bit better like everywhere else on the face, in my opinion. But we're here with Thomas.
Hey.
And he did already tell me he doesn't like it.
I don't like it. It's dewy. It has like a wet look, and it's cracking around your chin and your forehead.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking. It is cracking.
Yeah.
It's not the worst foundation I've ever tried.
Yeah, it's just too dewy.
Well, that probably has to do with the fact that I've been wearing it for 8 hours. So, yeah, but I did just want to get his opinion because he's very honest.
I told her I didn't like it before this.
I know, I told him to wait to tell me why until I got to the actual filming part. But yeah, so it's not the worst foundation I've ever tried, but I'm just not loving it. He doesn't like when anything looks too dewy. But that sometimes does come with how long it wears, but it is starting to crack in areas, and it started settling at about 2 o'clock. So, yeah. But that's just how we're looking. I've got one more check-in to do, and that'll be at the end of the night. And I'll tell you how it's worn all day. and you know, if it's gotten any worse. But yeah, so far it's not worth the $42.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was an ugly laugh.
Right.
Why did I laugh?
Cut. We gotta go have a talk.
Okay, so I have now had this on for 12 hours, and it doesn't look like the worst foundation in the world. Definitely continued to break up around my mouth. It's like sort of missing a little bit in the corners of my nose. And it's just a little dewy. I could deal with that, like I could blot that, no big deal on that part. But it's just not my favorite. I just don't think it's worth the $42 because it started to give out kind of quickly for claiming to be long wearing. I could see myself using this foundation up, like I said, as like a filming foundation where like I'm kind of far away and I look more perfected from far away, but it's just a little makeup-y up close. And does it wear the best in my opinion in comparison to like my favorite foundation, which is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, and even other great high-end foundations like the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin one. So yeah, I'm just not in love, not horrible, not even close to being the worst foundation I've ever tried, but I'm just not seeing like the reason as to why it went viral so quickly when it first launched. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts. It's kind of like mediocre to me. We'll see how I think it applies with my fingers and a sponge alone, and I'll update you guys on that in the final video on Saturday. And I'll let you know how cream products apply on top of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Make sure you tune in on Saturday for the final review video where I go in depth about all the foundations I'm trying and all the details of them and stuff like that. So you kind of know how I feel after I've kind of formed a full review rather than just the first impressions, which is what these initial videos are. But anyway, that is it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that notification bell down below so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, especially the next Foundation 5 episodes and the last final episode on Saturday. And also subscribe if you're not already. I hope you guys will come back to my channel if you enjoyed this and enjoy other sort of beauty and lifestyle kind of content. But for now, that is it. I hope you guys have the best rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.